Brady, in the last 3 months, the price of eggs has gone up by a third due to bird flu outbreaks across the country. News 10's Jessica Rajkumar is in studio and has more on how these outbreaks could drive prices up even higher.
Yes, that's right, Gordon. In Texas, 14 counties have had bird flu outbreaks, but across the country, 66 people have been infected. And in the last 3 months, 20 million chickens have died because of it. Avian influenza, or the bird flu, is a virus passed from infected wild birds to poultry and other animals. And since the outbreaks in 2022, it has only gotten worse.
20 million birds were depopulated in the last quarter of last year because of avian flu impacts. And consumers are seeing that. We're paying almost 36% more for eggs than we did a year ago.
Local farmers, like the Care Bears Cluckery, say they're having to go above and beyond to isolate their flocks and sanitize their equipment.
We change our waters daily, sometimes twice daily, depending on the species, disinfecting our incubators in between hatches, disinfecting pens regularly.
Farm owner William Cummings says the stakes are high because he will lose the whole flock, even if one bird gets infected.
Avian influenza is viral, so there's not a way to really treat it, and the best way to prevent it from becoming a pandemic crossing all these is to destroy the flocks and prevent it from being passed on, not giving it that time to continue evolving, mutating, and then potentially jump that species barrier.
In the last year, the disease has spread to other animals and even humans. Gary Joyner with the Texas Farm Bureau says that the outbreaks are more likely to occur in the colder months.
That virus interacts with backyard flocks, with anything that is susceptible to that virus. It can be transmitted. Also, the lack of heat, the lack of sunshine makes the virus live longer. So those things contribute to a spike this time of year.
While there is still a lot to learn about the impacts of bird flu, scientists are working around the clock to develop a vaccine and figure out what they can before more outbreaks occur. But Joyner says that as long as Central Texas farmers are being vigilant, they can minimize the risk of a bird flu outbreak in our farms.
Now everyone's doing their best to be mindful of the phytosanitary, the efforts that they can make on their own to isolate their birds, to isolate from wild populations of birds that may be coming through. You hear of dogs being trained that can push wild birds away from properties maybe that have other poultry. So all those steps are being taken.
While there hasn't been a case in Central Texas since 2023, Joyner recommends that if your animals get sick and have been around wild birds, you should take them to your local vet. Reporting in studio, Jessica Rajkumar, KWTX News 10.
Thanks, Jessica. The Baylor men's